This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for getting up with us on this Sunday. I'm Tim Gordon. This morning on Sunrise, campgrounds have been evacuated thanks to a new wildfire burning near Mount Hood. We're going to take you there. Plus, we hear from friends and family of the man who was stabbed to death outside a bar 1 week ago. Why they refer to him as a protector. But before we get to all that, let's check in with Daisy Caballero for a quick look at the forecast. Good morning, Daisy.
Good morning, Tim. And yeah, good morning to all of our viewers. I want to step off the screen. Just take a look at this picture-perfect, breathtaking view through our Wells Fargo Skycam, 58 degrees here in the Rose City. I would say this is a pretty nice setup for our Sunday morning. It's a little bit different as we're looking on the coast, a little bit cooler, 57 degrees. And a little bit more of that cloud coverage. Now, both the valley and the coast will start to see a little bit more of that cloud coverage for the first part of our day. Looking a little bit towards the afternoon, we will see a little bit more of that kind of push out and clear out. Current temperatures right now, low 50s for Forest Grove, 52 for Hillsborough, also for King City. A little bit warmer as we're looking at Troutdale, 58 degrees. And as always, actually, within the last few days, we're a little bit warmer as we're looking at the Dalles, 67 and 65 for Pendleton. All right, here's a look at your day at a glance. We're expecting to warm up to 70 degrees by noon. Again, starting to see a little bit more of that sun kind of peeking out. Sunny and warm. Right about our high for today should be right about 80 degrees, but we have a lot more to talk about, Tim, and we'll cover all that in my full forecast.
All right, thanks a lot, Daisy. We'll see you then. Beautiful sunrise. All right, this isn't so pretty. Take a look. A new wildfire is burning in the Mount Hood National Forest. 6 campgrounds have been evacuated. This is happening near Boulder Lake, southeast of Mount Hood. Level 3 evacuation orders are in place for the campgrounds of Boulder Lake, Little Boulder Lake, Badger Lake, Bonnie Meadow, Camp Windy, and Post Camp. Ashley Grams takes us to the scene.
A fire that started Saturday afternoon, now burning acres of national forest land surrounding a campground just over 20 miles away from Mount Hood. A plume of smoke settles over a hillside in the Mount Hood National Forest. Firefighters tell us this fire is burning 75 acres and has forced weekend campers to evacuate.
Somebody happened to pass by our camp and said, "There's a fire. You guys might want to leave."
Robin Redinger and her friends were camping off the grid and thought about waiting it out until they saw the evacuation message.
Then we all started getting alerts on our phone. No, we gotta go.
Level 3 Go Now evacuations are in place at several campgrounds, including Boulder Lake, Camp Windy, and Bonnie Meadow.
Some like we were coming down to the hills, there's like this big patch of smoke. I in that moment, I'm like, well, how did that start?
Lincoln Tanner and his family saw the smoke from miles away.
Still, that was pretty scary to me.
Scooper planes and helicopters flew throughout the afternoon, fighting the fire from the sky. And for Redinger, it's tough to watch.
We've camped up here my whole life, and it's beautiful.
Now all she can do is wait.
It's really sad. I hate it. It's so sad.
Reporting from Mount Hood, I'm Ashley Grams, KGW News.
Okay, let's get to an update on the Tunnel 5 fire now, burning on the Washington side of the gorge near White Salmon. Firefighters are starting to get the upper hand there. This morning, the fire about 65% contained. It's burned nearly 600 acres in the past week. Evacuation orders in the area have been downgraded. They're now at level 1, which means people in the area should be ready to go if needed, but they don't need to leave at this point. New this morning, Portland police are trying to sort through a situation that left a person dead. This was the situation at Southeast 102nd in Washington late last night. Officers responded to a two-car crash. One of the drivers also had somehow suffered a gunshot wound. That person was taken to the hospital. 2 people were in the other car. One of them died at the scene, while the other was taken to the hospital. Well, family members of a man stabbed this week continue to mourn his death. 32-year-old Colin Smith was killed last Sunday in the Buckman neighborhood, and an arrest has been made now. Smith's family says he was protecting a friend from harassment when he was attacked. Thomas Schultz has more.
They say Colin was a kind soul and full of light. He was also a protector, looking out for people most in need of help. Police cars and yellow tape lined the Buckman neighborhood early Sunday morning after police say 32-year-old Colin Smith was stabbed to death.
He brought so much happiness and joy to my life.
His death is being felt by family, friends, and co-workers at Ox Restaurant, where he worked as a server.
Just full of life, really.
Danielle Smith is his sister, born 2 years and 5 days before Colin.
We'd share birthdays until we didn't want to share birthdays anymore.
Now birthdays are memories. Family members say Colin died doing the same thing he did every day, fighting for those in need of help.
A protector, which is, how he went, protecting those he cared about.
So Lee says Smith had just gotten off work Sunday and was hanging out at a bar with friends. One was a member of the LGBTQ+ community. So Lee says a man came up to the group and began making homophobic slurs to Smith's friend.
I know he was probably trying to just de-escalate and get this person to move on, and that's when he was killed.
Stabbed to death. Portland police say there have already been 45 murders in the city this year. On Wednesday, 24-year-old Renique Jackson was arrested for killing Smith.
And I just want to really stress that it was a hate crime. This is nothing more, nothing less.
They say police are investigating this murder as a hate crime, and it isn't the first time Jackson has been arrested for violence. In 2018, he was charged for strangling someone. In 2019, he was arrested again for strangling. That charge was dismissed. But on Sunday, Smith's friends say Jackson took the life of a special soul.
He was a protector,
sticking up for a friend in need.
He always had everyone's back.
There is a GoFundMe to help Colin's family pay for funeral expenses. If you would like to find out more information, you can do so on our website, KGW.com. As for Jackson, he's set to be arraigned on Monday. Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
And our hearts go out to all of Colin's loved ones. All right, it was a scary Friday night for a Hillsborough officer at his K-9 as their patrol car was hit by another car. Police tell us the driver was speeding on Southeast Oak Street in Hillsborough. When they crashed into the patrol car on the driver's side, the officer got minor injuries. The dog was not hurt. However, 2 people in the other car had to be taken to the hospital. Their names have not been released.
Oh, yay! Happy day.
Happy day indeed. Time for a toast at this Tigard apartment building as residents learned they'd officially be able to stay in their homes. And we first reported on the Woodspring Apartments 2 years ago. That's when, after decades of affordable housing, residents learned their rent would be going to market rate. It would have been a big increase and one that would have forced many longtime residents out. So they spent month upon month fighting it until finally Washington County agreed to buy the building and keep rents affordable. That deal was finalized this week.
It was from total dedication, people who didn't think they had any political skills at all, how we rallied, how we testified to the Senate, how we've testified to the county, and we've never given up.
It's so great. Their voices mattered. Well, residents in other buildings will likely be facing the same battle over the coming years. That's because a tax credit, one that encouraged developers to get set aside low-income housing, is set to expire for many projects. Then, building owners are free to raise the rates on those units. Although residents at Woodspring say they want to do what they can to help others fight to stay in their homes, just like they did. Well, still to come on Sunrise, scientists at OHSU are taking a look at what happens to pregnant people when they use marijuana, what their latest research says about its safety. Hey, and did you know you can watch Sunrise anytime you want, right on KGW Plus? In fact, all of our news is on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Just look for KGW, add us to your home screen, then you can stream Sunrise on your schedule. We'll be back.